Okay, hello and good morning. Let's talk about the bell work here. Well, we know the quadratic equation is x equals negative b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2 times a. And we also know that we have to get it equal to 0. So we're going to take this plus 5 and move it over here. It becomes a negative 5. Now you identify your A, your B, and your C. And then I want to see the work, and it looks like this. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times A times C all divided by 2 times A. This is a double negative, so that becomes a positive. This is 9. A negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 5 is 20. And 20 times 5 is 100. So that gives you the square root of 109 right here. So take your calculator, press 109, shift, square root, and I get 10.44. Okay, so we're going to do the plus. So we're going to leave that and just add 3 and then divide by 10. And one answer is 1.34. And then let's do the minus. So press the square root of 109 would be more accurate. Put a minus in front of that, and then plus 3. Press equals. Divide by 10, and I get a negative 0.74. And those are the two answers, and that's how you do the quadratic equation. I'll slide this up a little bit. Make sure you can get that. Here is today's work. It's a practice test. And your test will be on tomorrow. So make sure you know from tomorrow till Sunday. I cannot retest you on this, okay? Just need to get another grade in. Now there's 15 problems here, and the answers are back here as well. Now you might be saying, well, how do we do some of these graph looking things? And that's a fair question. So let's go back and take a look at one of these. All right, here's how you do it. All right, they give you two graphs. They give you a line, and they give you something called a parabola. That's a quadratic equation. Okay, and they want to know where they hit. Where are these 2 points? So here's how you do it. Number one, you solve one of these equations for one variable. So you take your line, you move the x to the other side. That becomes a negative x. You take all of this and you substitute it in place of that y. Okay. So now you're going to have negative x plus 2 is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 2. Now you're going to get it equal to 0 just like you did before. So you're going to move the x over here, that becomes a plus x. You're going to move the 2 over here, that becomes a minus 2. So you're going to end up with x squared, negative 4x plus x is a negative 3x, and then this is a negative 4. Then you're going to do the quadratic equation. And when you do, you're going to get two x's. You're going to get an x1, and you're going to get an x2, just like you normally do, using the quadratic equation. Once you get the quadratic equation, you plug it back into here, and you get your y value. Okay? And that's all you do. It's really pretty easy. All right, let's turn our attention now to geometry. All right, there were two terms that I wanted you to look up here. One of them was concave and one was convex. Concave means it caves in. like if you have too much snow on your roof, let's say you live up north, and the roof collapses, it caves in, okay? That would be concave. Convex, and you need to know both of these, it's like a puffer fish. When they get scared or frightened, they puff out. All of the vertices push out, okay? So convex is poof, like when you breathe in and your lungs fill up, okay? And then concave would be like if you exhale and your lungs collapse, okay? So make sure you know those. This one wants you to draw a concave hexagon. Hexagon is 6 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be a concave hexagon. All right, let's keep moving. This one right here, you got to add them all up and set it equal to some number. You got to use this formula, n minus 2 times 180. Okay, or you can do the shell method. You have 3 triangles, so that's 180 times 3. Well, n represents the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a pentagon when you name it. So it's 5 minus 2. So it's 3 triangles, which I knew. I think that's 540. So 180 times 3 is 540. So they all add up to 540 degrees. And they're all different because it's not regular. All the sides are different. So you're going to add all this up. So you're going to say 40 plus 20 is 60, plus 5 is 65, 66, 67. So it's going to be 4x plus 67 is equal to 540. And you're going to subtract 67 and then divide by 4. So let's do that. So 540 minus 67 equals, divide by 4 equals, I get 118. So x equals 118.25. They want you to find angle A, so you multiply that by 3, and that equals 357 degrees. And of course, we know that's not right. That's too big. A circle is 360. And this certainly is not that. But according to the numbers, that's what you would put. Okay? All right, let's talk about volume. Today we're going to talk about volume of a prism. Okay? Now, a rectangular prism, rather, or a box. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to draw a box. So put volume of a box. So draw a square or a rectangle. Draw a rectangle. Now, take another rectangle and overlap it. I want you to do this with me, okay? Catch up. Once you do that, you connect the vertices. These points here are called vertices. And when you connect them, you have your box. Okay? So what we're going to do is figure out volume of the box. So let's say this is 3 inches by 4 inches by 5 inches. And you want to figure out the volume. Volume of anything is big B times H. Write that down. Big B stands for base area. Base area is the bottom. And the bottom here is a rectangle. So it's length times width. So you're going to take volume is equal to length times width. That's your base. Times your height. How far are you going to push it? Okay? So it's real simple. Length times width times height. All right? So basically what you're doing is you're filling this up with water, and the water splashes on the bottom, and it fills the bottom. Once it fills the bottom, it starts to rise. And once it starts to rise and get all the way to the top, that becomes volume. Okay? So it's the bottom times how far you're going to push it. So it's length times width times height. Volume is really easy. So that's 3 times 4 is 12, times 5 is 60. And volume is cubic inches. There's 3 dimensions. There's inches, there's square inches, and there's volume, which is cubic inches. So this is volume, and this is area, surface area, whatever. This is perimeter. Okay, so perimeter. All right, so let's talk about this now. Volume's easy. Let's talk about surface area. Now watch. If you take a box, and let's draw another box. So draw another rectangle. This time I'm going to put it down below like that. Connect it. And you have your box. Now, if we cut this box and unroll it, it would look like this. So you'd have your bottom. Okay. This side would be over here. This right side would be over here. You would have the front, the top, and the back. So the front, the top, and the back. Okay? And if you roll that up, you get the box. You should have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 of them. And the front, this part, the front is the same as the back. The bottom and the top are the same, and the left side is the same as the right side. Okay? So to do surface area, here's what you're going to do. So put length times width times height. Okay? So volume, you just multiply these 3. That's easy. But to do surface area, here's how you do it. You're going to take all 3 of these. I'm just going to show you the easy way. All 3 of these. You're going to take these 2, and you're going to multiply by 2 because you have 2 of them, a top and a bottom or whatever. So you're going to take 8 times 4 times 2 plus, then you're going to take these 2, 4 times 5 times 2, because you have 2 of them, plus you're going to take the first and the last times 2. And that's it. You're going to multiply, 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 add it all up, and that gives you surface area. Really simple, okay, for a box. Anyway, so let's do it. I think that's 32 times 2, so that's 64, plus, this is 20 times 2, that's 40, plus, this is 40 times 2 is 80. You're going to add all this up. Let me think about this. This is 120, so we're going to add 120. It looks like it's going to be 184 square inches. And that's how you do surface area of a box. Okay, remember, you take all 3. You take the first 2 times 2. The second 2 times 2. The first and last times 2. Add it all up, and you get your volume. Really, really, really simple. It's not hard. You can do it. And today, as a matter of fact, we're going to be doing surface area and volume. So let's take a look at your worksheet before I give it to you. And I have the answers for most of them. Okay. And that's all we're doing. And then tomorrow we'll do surface area and volume of another figure. All right, have a good day, and I'll see you in class.